the liquid malt extract brew, wheat ale. Just add into our boiling water Bavarian wheat, your malt extract. We're going to hopefully add in the hops to the right of it soon. Looks like Sterling and Liberty. And our yeast that we use is this 9-ham dry ale. Should make about 5 gallons of beer. This is that 9-ham dry ale yeast. Proofing it right now. It has to get acclimated before it gets added into our fermentation tank. You can see it's actually foamed up quite a bit here after sitting in the water. See there's like a little layer here, and then there's the water bed underneath it. It's basically just getting used to that and getting hydrated, so once we dump it into our wort, they'll be ready to turn into alcohol.
By the way, it's not Christmas time, but in the festive beer making season, we decided to get festive. Everyone loves Santa Claus.
Yeah. So we're throwing in our hops now. Starting off by throwing Sterling in. That's going to sit in there for about 60 minutes. We got 1 ounce of that. We're also going to throw in these Liberty hops about 30 minutes in, and then another ounce of Liberty hops right at the end. This stuff smells amazing. Oh, dude, it's great. Take a whiff.
Like some good marijuana.
Yeah, dude, it's good shit. It's all pelletized. You see that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice.
Right.
Put it in the sack. Do it. Do it now.
I think that's all.
Nice. I'll sell it for $50.
I'm just going to flip this thing to the top of the boiling kettle here. I just want to steep it for a second so it's got enough water weight so it'll sit in there.
Yeah, you clip that.
And presto. You're good.
Nice and deep black. Is it time to put another dirty sock into the beer?
That's right. About to add in some Liberty hops in there right now. It's about the 30-minute interval. Just toss right into the sock. Fully cold hop sock.
Well played, Hatter Hanz.
And 1 second, just gonna
Yeah, it's looking nice and dark.
I'm just going to steep it again just like last time. Get it nice and wet so it sinks in a little bit. And then just going to flip it. And now we got 2.
Nice.
We're going to fill the sock one more time. We already added Liberty in before, but we're going to add it right at the end for some finishing hops. It should make it have that airiness right at the end. And dump it right back into this sock here. Look how lively that lady looks.
Yay! Alright. There's Shaun. He took out the nutsack.
It looks beautiful. That's cool, guys. I'm just going to squeeze these out a little bit. So
yeah, squeeze them.
All of it pulp out.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Perfect.
Well, do what you gotta do.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of wort in here, so I'm just going to squeeze as much of it out as possible.
Alright. Time for the wort to cool down and with a nice cool ice bath. A couple extra gallons of hot water to make up for what was boiled off. We might have done it a little bit late, but process ferment K, the yeast nutrient. Shaun is stirring in a teaspoon, about a teaspoon, a little less, of ferment K into the wort. It's still hot, so it should release a little bit of nitrogen, but you don't really need it. But it helps. Can't hurt. So you get plenty of nutrients for the yeast to thrive.
Before we pitch the yeast, we want to make sure we oxygenate the wort as much as possible. It helps with the fermentation process whenever you start fermentation. So all we're going to do that is just pour the wort back and forth into these buckets so it introduces as much oxygen as possible. Essentially, we'll just pour right in. There we go. You can see
Love the look of that.
Up. That's perfect.
Nice and oxidized.
There we go. Perfect. Really get all those bubbles roiling.
A couple more?
Yeah, just a couple more times. I am going to pitch the yeast at this point. Everything's oxygenated now. You can go ahead and just dump it right in. Real simple. Just stir it for a second. Make sure it's all mixed in really well. Just pour in. Just gonna give it one quick whirl. Make sure. Yep, looks good.
Got to keep the sand star ready.
That's right.
Sanitize everything on the spot.
Stir it in real quick. Get some extra oxygen in there while I stir it. It's already got plenty, but here it is to introduce some more. Just slosh it around a little. Kind of whip it around. We're good. I think we are set. Get it nice and mixed in. This is technically alcohol now. We just put the yeast in, sanitize the airlock, and slap that on here so no germs or bacteria, any of that stuff gets inside. This star sand that is in this airlock prevents any debris from coming inside of it. And whenever the CO2 comes out from the alcohol being converted, it'll pop out of this airlock here and bubble a little bit. But this is essentially it. We've got all this right here is this wheat ale here. Most of the yeast will die off and fall to the bottom and create a shrub, which is basically a dead layer of cake of yeast that will settle to the bottom. So this particular type of yeast. I might clarify this a little bit, but this beer will stay mainly cloudy. But it should taste amazing. We'll see whenever it's done fermenting.
Let's carry it to the fermentation room.
All right. I like your little Three Stooges shuffle there. All right. And there we are.
And there it will stay.
The bottling process is quite simple. We sanitized everything with Sandstar, transferred it from the 6-gallon glass Carboy into the ale pail using an auto sight. Pretty easy, not that expensive. The good thing about this pail is it has a spout. Just keep it turned, as well as this little thingy that makes it easier to bottle the beers. Good thing about that is you can fill it all the way to the top. The other end is enough where when you take it out of the beer, it leaves a little gap to have carbonation in. Easy enough. Perfect. Before bottling, you need to make sure your brew is well carbonated. You can either measure out a different type of recommended sugar to do so, or to make things simple, put a carbonation tablet in each of the bottles before you bottle, which is what I did. With the way the beer is made, or any type of alcohol for that matter, the yeast eats the sugar and poops out the CO2, which is why you need just enough sugar for the carbonation process to produce enough CO2, because if you have too much sugar, then it could produce bottle bombs or explode the entire bottle. And too less sugar just won't carbonate your beer enough. To do it properly, ensure no bacteria or anything you don't want as it goes in the beer, you need to sanitize even the caps. I don't know if that's exactly the proper way to do it, but that's the way I'm doing it. Fill the whole thing with Sandstar and it should be fine. Take your capper, put a cap on one, then just squeeze it, and gets it on there tight. Sealed. Doesn't take that much pressure. It's not that hard to do. Alright, just finished capping them. Done a few batches now, haven't really saved any money, so you probably won't save much money by doing it yourself, but I do believe that you'll get a lot better product than you would from buying from the store. It takes about 3 weeks to carbonate. I'd give it a month, then let it sit. Most of the impurities go away. It'll taste a little better with age, just slightly. So try it out and have fun out there.